Deep in the heart of a lush green pond, surrounded by dragonflies and singing birds, lived a little frog named Freddy. Now Freddy was a little different from the other frogs. Oh, he'd do anything to be just like them. Every day after breakfast, all the adult frogs would jump across the biggest lily pads in the pond. They'd take off from one pad and land gracefully on another, then repeat this over and over again for hours, and with each jump they'd get farther and farther away from the shore, leaping from lily pad to lily pad until they were out of sight. And every day little Freddy would watch them go, his heart filled with a longing to be like the older frogs. So after watching them leave, Freddy would begin his own jumping practice. He'd line up on a small lily pad close to the shore and try to jump as far as he could, but no matter how hard he tried, he never got very far. He'd only make it a few inches before flopping back down into the water with a splash. And yet he kept trying and trying again, even though his arms were sore and his throat was dry. And every time he fell into the water, the dragonflies would laugh and the birds would tweet, "Can't fly, can't fly." But Freddy didn't care what they said. He knew that one day he would jump farther than all the rest. He just had to prove it to himself. He practiced every day for weeks, even though his jumps were slow and his leaps were few. Finally, the day came when the adult frogs were going farther and farther out into the pond, and Freddy thought to himself, "This is my chance." So as the other frogs took off, Freddy lined up on his little patch of green, took a deep breath, and with all his might he jumped. At first it seemed like he wasn't going to make it. He was falling, falling, falling. But then, whoopee! He landed on a big fat lily pad right in the middle of the pond. All the animals stopped what they were doing and stared at Freddy. The dragonflies floated closer, the birds tilted their heads, and the frogs just stared with their mouths open wide. And in that moment, Freddy knew he'd done something special. He'd made the biggest leap of all. All the animals began to clap and cheer. The birds sang, the dragonflies buzzed, and the frogs, well, they just sat there and croaked with delight. And Freddy, well, he just sat there on his lily pad and smiled. At last, someone had noticed him. Maybe being different wasn't so bad after all. And from that day on, whenever any young animal felt left out or different, they would remember Freddy the Frog and how he made the biggest leap of all.